Hello?
This is Imran here.
Nice to
Hello,
meet you.
Maya, can you hear through our...
Yeah, I hope that's Pawan and one more guy called as Dikshit, right?
Yeah.
Fine. So let us start with a small introduction about myself, and then a brief introduction about yourself, and then we'll move into the course content. Fine?
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Imran, and I have finished my bachelor's degree in computer science in the year 2002. Okay, and I have been working in IT industry for past 10 plus years as a developer, programmer, and my last position was department head. Okay, and 7 years I was working in Bangalore, a company called Martech Technologies. And then I moved to on-site project with two ETSCon group of companies, and I was working there for past 3 years. And now I'm into corporate trainer for Infosys, Oracle, and Wipro. Fine?
Yeah.
So this was my small introduction. Let you guys introduce yourself, and then we'll go into the course content. We'll start from Pawan.
Yeah. Hello, sir. I'm Pawan. I'm pursuing my master's from University of Central Missouri.
Fine, Pawan. Good, great. So what specialization you are doing your master's?
In computer science.
Fine, great. And your first, your native place is?
Elbinagar, Hyderabad.
Okay, great, fine. And then we'll Dikshit, what about yourself?
Yeah, Bhaiya, my name is Dikshit. I am pursuing my CS in UCM and my native place is Hyderabad.
Okay, fine. Okay, Dikshit and Pawan. So what we'll look here is, I hope you guys are able to see my screen, right?
Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
I hope you guys are able to see my screen.
Yeah, we are able to see.
Fine. So this is the course content actually. So we are going to cover Oracle SQL and PLSQL. So SQL will be seeing all the functions which has Oracle provided and set of commands which Oracle has provided, and then we'll move into saying what a PLSQL programming language can do for us, and what is PLSQL, and what is the advantage of PLSQL, and how to write your PLSQL queries, and use the loop concept, and use cursors, use exception handling, and then how to write your procedures, how to write packages and triggers. So basically, SQL can be pronounced as SQL. Okay. So we'll start looking after what is database.
Okay.
So a database is a collection of related data. Okay. So which has some meaningful information which can be recorded in any means by any system. So for example, consider names, telephone numbers, and addresses of people you know. So this collection of all related data which has been recorded is called as a database. Okay.
Okay.
So what is DBMS? A DBMS is, I hope you got a DBMS paper in your bachelor's degree, right?
Yeah.
Fine. So we'll just have basic things here. So what is the DBMS? It is nothing but a collection of programs that enables users to create and maintain a database. So DBMS is nothing but a collection of programs which enables users to create and maintain a database. Okay. So here, for example, what are the DBMS software was? For example, we can call DBase as in DBMS and Foxco. Okay. and all other available database also we can mention it as DBMS. But further, if you classify them, we can call them as RDMS also. But whereas DBase and FoxPro, we cannot call them as RDMS. Okay. So why we cannot call DBase and FoxPro as RDMS? That we'll see now. So what is RDMS? So a relational database management system is a database management system that is based on the relational model as invented by E.F. Scott of IBM's San Jose Research Laboratory. So this guy has made some fundamental rules. Okay, so he researched in DBMS, and what he has done is he has proposed some mandatory rules. 12. There are 12 rules defined by Dr. E.F. rules. So any DBMS to be classified as RDMS. So note this point. Any DBMS to be classified as RDMS, it should and it must satisfy Dr. 12 order, which was proposed in 1970. I hope you guys are getting me clearly, right?
Yeah.
So this point is very important to remember. So, and any DBMS to be classified as an RDMS, or it must be proposed as an RDMS in the market, it should and it must satisfy Dr. E.F. 12 core rules. Not necessarily should satisfy all the 12 core rules. Maybe it may satisfy 7 to 8 or up to even 10. So no issues. But it must have some basic. It must satisfy the basic rules defined by Dr. E.F. core rules. Okay. So these are the 12 rules defined by Dr. E.F. Core. Here we'll be seeing just moving. I'll be just explaining you what are these 12 rules. So the first rule is information rule. I hope you guys got this in your bachelor's degree, Dr. E.F. Core 12 rules. Pawan?
Hello?
Yeah, Pawan and Dikshit, have you gone through this 12 core rules before?
Yeah, we got to.
So we'll then we'll just move on, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll see what are advantages of RDMS, okay? So these are the main advantages offered by any RDMS system. Fine. The first thing is controlling redundancy. Okay. Controlling redundancy is nothing but controlling the duplication of the data. So any database should not allow you to duplicate your data. It might be loss of memory and space of the data available in your hard disk. Okay. So the main thing is, the main feature, the main advantage of RDMS, so it must control the duplication in your database. Fine. The second is restricting unauthorized access. So it should offer you a more secure environment. So any person was not able to view all the data. You should have some restriction access. Who should be able to access particular data and who should not access the particular data. Only high level people will be having, like DBAs will be having authorized to access all data, and all other end users will be having restrictions on accessing the database objects in the data. So what database contains is nothing but database contains all the database objects. Okay, and we define some restrictions only on this object to whom what is the end user can access and what is the data object he can access. So this is what restriction unauthorized access. So the third point is represent complex relationship among data. Okay, so any database is designed, it has lot of relationship established. Okay, So what we do is we hide this complex relationships from the end user. Okay. So end user doesn't know how complex relationships are being established in the database. You got this point, Pawan and Deekshit?
Yeah.
So the next one is enforcing integrity constraints. So integrity, whenever there is a word called constraints, just you have to keep one point in your memory: business rules. Okay. So constraints are nothing but business rules which we can implement in a database. Okay. Suppose, for example, my employees minimum salary will be 1,000 and maximum salary will be 1 lakh. So this is my business constraint. So implementing this business constraints, Oracle offers you more easy ways. So this will be seeing in a future classes. Okay. So this is a simple business constraint I am giving. So there are a lot of business constraints will just the real-time scenarios will be seeing in a future classes. All the queries which we practice will be related to real time, and so that you guys can understand and work better in your environment. Okay. So the next one is provide backup and recovery. So any database should provide backup facility of your data, because who knows, anytime your system gets crashes, there must be a option to have a backup facility and also the recovery facility. So how fast your database can be recovered. So this features must be available in any RDMS, and this is an advantage in any RDMS package. And flexibility, considering flexibility, it should support as many operating systems as much possible, because for example, Oracle supports nearly 88 operating systems. Okay, just note down this point. Oracle supports nearly 88 operating systems for implementing database. Okay, so this has the flexibility and it is independent of any OS. Okay, so these are the advantages of RDMS. So hope you all the points you understood clearly.
Yeah.
So we'll move.
Yeah.
Fine. So here, what I have done, Deekshit and Pawan, I have mentioned a very few database which are available in the market, and these databases are mostly used in the IT sectors, okay, and mostly used in the industry, okay. So here we will see the product name and company. You can see Oracle, and the company owned Oracle is Oracle Corporation. The same way SQL Server is owned by Microsoft. Sybase owned by Sybase Corporation. DB2 owned by IBM. Informix owned by Informix Software. Ingress owned by Computer Associates. MySQL, before it was owned by TCX, now owned by Oracle. So these are the database leading in the market, and among this, the top player is Oracle. Okay. Oracle occupies nearly 60% of the market, the database. Other 40% of the market, other databases have been used. Depends on the industry. So more, there are a lot of databases available. Maybe PostgreSQL Open is there. Is an open source database. So, but among those databases, these are widely used. So you should have a knowledge about what other databases are available in the market, what are the roles they are playing, and who owns those software. So this is small information I want to give. And the next is what we are going to see. What are the features offered in 11G? Okay, these are the features offered by 11G database. So the first one is manageability. Second one is high availability. third one is performance, fourth one is security, and fifth one is information security. So when you consider manageability, how efficient and how easy is you are able to manage the database. So if you can manage your database anywhere sitting in the world, so now Oracle offers online tools, ASM tools, where the DBA can log in from anywhere in the world and he can able to manage the whole stuff in the database. This is called manageability. Okay?
Okay.
So next is high availability. High availability in the sense, how fast my data can be recovered and how fast the data has been retrieved and fetched from the database shown to the end user. So these 2 points are higher availability. And performance, how fast your query fetches from your database from a huge amount of data, and how much data can be stored in the database. This measures the performance of the database. Okay. And next is security, and how secured is your database. So anyone can log in and see all the data, or you have to use the system. So Oracle offers lot of security features, and it is a highly secured database provided by Oracle. And next is information integration. Integration is a very important in your industry. Okay. So what do you mean by integration? Is nothing but you're integrating other database data into your Oracle database. Okay. If you are going and working in an industry or any software industry, you'll be having lot of applications available in a particular company. Okay, so nearly maybe a minimum of 5 to 10 applications will be used for different purposes, for different industry, for managing different kind of functions in the industry. So what Oracle does is, suppose and the standalone system is used to maintain your time and attendance, okay, like by your recording of biometrics or proximity cards for your attendance, for your in-out punching, and those systems data can be captured in Oracle database, and it can be integrated in Oracle database, and through that you can process your payroll of your company. I hope you are getting this point. What do I mean, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So just a small example I have given. A small there will be time attendance software and separate application. Like the same way, a company will be having lot more applications, maybe 10 to 15. So that is why nowadays data warehousing is playing an important role in the industry. You have Hadoop coming up. You have a lot of more Informatica tool, ETL tool. So these tools all what they do is they integrate all the information into one platform and make a financial reporting to the clients. Okay, so this facility is very important in Oracle database. So Oracle gives a lot of tools to integrate your data from any database, from any other database. It is very easy to integrate. Fine. So next is, I'll just tell the points why Oracle is most preferred database in the industry. Just for knowledge, also Oracle satisfies 11.5 rules of EF codes. Okay, this is the first point you can keep in your mind. And the second is Oracle spends around 13% of its revenue in research and development. Okay, and the third point is, of course, excellent customer support is given to all its customers. So these are the 3 points you can remember why Oracle is most preferred database in the industry, and why Oracle is covers 60% of market, the whole in the world. You're getting this point?
Yeah.
Suppose if I'm fast, let me know. I'll be a little bit slow, or just fine with you guys.
No, it's better.
Okay, good. So we'll be seeing Oracle versioning history. So when Oracle started its business and what are the versions it released and when it was released. I have just mentioned here the first column is version, the second is release year, the third is new features. Okay. So as you see here, I have named the relational software. Okay. So first, the name of the Oracle company was Relational Software. Okay, in 1979, okay, basic version 2 was released. That was called only version 2. Okay, not Oracle version. It was just called RS version 2, and it was released in 1979. So this offered basic SQL functionality for queries and joins. So as further vice versa, you can see Oracle 3 released in 1983, Oracle 4 1984. Oracle 5, 1985. So here you can see from 1985, the client server model was supported and networking was supported. It was from 1985. Okay. And Oracle 6 was released in 1988 and Oracle Financial released. SQL was provided by Oracle and hot backup was a functionality which was supported from Oracle 6 version. Okay. So you have two types of backups of a database. One is called as hot backup and other is called as cold backup. Okay. And that will, I'll give you a small example in a real time how to write scripts which can take hot backup as well as an cold backup in case you might require those scripts while working. Yeah. So Oracle 7 was released in 1992. So in this, figures, integrity constraints, two procedures were introduced. I am giving you only few important features, but there are more lot of features which was introduced in each version. Just a small introduction when it was released. So I am giving you very important features. So Oracle 8 was released in 1997. Object-oriented development, multimedia application was supported. Oracle 8i was released in 1999. Support of Internet was introduced in 1999. Okay, contained native JVM, Java version. Okay, and Oracle 9i was introduced in, released in 2001. Over 400 new features were introduced in. This was a major new feature released from Oracle 9i. So flashback query, multiple block cycles, and ability to manipulate XML documents was released. Okay, from Oracle 9i. So I stands for Internet. Okay. So I stands for Internet, nothing else. So next is 10G. Oracle 10G was released in 2003. So grid computing was introduced. Ready features, clustering servers together to act as a large computer. So so G stands for grid. Okay, 10G, 11G, 12G, we call that. That is nothing but grid. So 10G, what is grid computing? You can see here, clustering servers together into one. Suppose I can make around 50 servers as one large computer. So this feature was introduced in 10G grid computing, and Oracle had lot of customers for this reason, because nowadays you might know well how large the data is nowadays. Okay. And even the GBs are not sufficient now. Now the data is going on TB, right? So this functionality had given Oracle customers very good advantage. And, then Oracle 11G was released in 2015, which improved the grid administration. So doing grid administration, it made more user friendly, and DPS were very finding some very useful tools, productivity tools Oracle offer. Okay, so these are the basic version and release here and features which we just gone through, and then we'll just see data storage on different media, how the data gets stored. Okay, so you can see in Excel sheet, this is how the data is stored. Then Excel sheet, this is how the data is stored. And in a filing cabinet, this is how the data is stored. From here, manually we store it in a filing cabinet. And when you look on to the database, the data is stored in a structure called as a table. Okay. So always RDMS stores its data in a table structure. Just remember this. So this is a output of a table called grade. So here you have columns, grade, lowest sal, highest sal. So this is whenever you perform query, the data will be shown, the output will be shown in the table format, which will have a columns and a rows. So this will be seeing more. Just remember, any RDMS or any database, it stores its data into a table structure. So this is what I want to show from you to understand from this slide. Okay.
Okay.
So here, data model is there. We'll just see how the flow goes on. So the first is, whenever a database is implemented in any company, the first users are the database architects who design the database.
Okay.
So the database architectures play an important role in developing the. So this is where database architectures play the important role, and this is the role where DBAs try to create all the entities designed by the database architectures. The first one is, here we see, suppose a manufacturing client calls me and he gives me a project telling that I want to implement Oracle database in my company, and I don't have any the system to store my Oracle database. We are storing manually. So the first client will be having some model in his mind. Okay, so this is my model. This is what I want to store, and this is what you should offer me. And after discussing with the client, what database architecture do, they define the entity model of the client's model. Okay, that is why I have mentioned entity model of the client's model here. Okay. The first step implementing any database in an industry for a client is designing an entity model. First we define what client wants to store, what data, what type of data he wants to store. Suppose an application will be having nearly, a small application will be having more than 500 tables. Okay. For those 500 tables, these database architectures draw the entity model and give the entity model to the DBAs. Okay, this is the first part. This is the second part. So DBAs create all the tables or database objects which database architectures give to them, and after creating, it then stores to Oracle server on your disk. Okay, so tables get stored on the server of your physical hardware. Okay, so this is the process Oracle implementation goes. So in an entity, all the tables, views, whatever relationship will be established, how the table should be related, everything will be captured in the entity diagram. So suppose 1 or 2 years you have worked in the company and you are leaving and shifting your job to any other company. So this ER model will be very helpful. A guy who is coming in your position and he doesn't want to look into the database, he'll just go through the entity model and he'll have a clear idea what it is, how the database is designed. Okay, you're getting my point, right?
Yeah.
So next we'll see how do we relate multiple tables, relating multiple tables. Okay, how do we relate it? Because any RDMS must have its model as a relational model. Okay, unless it is not a relational model, that is not called as RDMS. So any RDMS should support the relational model and it must implement the relational model. So here we will see how the relations are being established between two different tables. So each row of data in a table is identified by a primary key. So this primary key gives you a unique value in your particular table. So any table when we create, suppose we have a table called as employees and you have 10 columns, okay, in that one of the columns you must specify it as a primary key, okay. It should not allow you to duplicate your data. So that is why we define the primary key constraint to that particular column. Okay, so each row of a data in a table is uniquely identified by a primary key. You can logically relate data from multiple tables using foreign key. So here, if you see, my employees table is related with table name called departments. Okay, so in employee table, what I have done is I have mentioned primary key as employee ID. Okay. So in my employees table, my primary key I have assigned as employee ID, and in my employee table, my primary key, foreign key I have assigned as department ID. Okay, so this is my foreign key. Okay. And in department table, I am assigning department ID as my primary key. Okay. So this is my parent. Okay. Here, if you see, department is the parent, okay, and employees is child. So this, using these two keys, you can combine these two tables and you can show the output from both the tables using this primary key and foreign key relation. Okay.
Yeah.
So while creating tables, we'll be giving primary keys and then we'll be assigning foreign keys and then we'll be joining these two tables and giving you the output. Then you will have more clear idea what primary key and foreign key are, and you will see the output. You will have a better understanding. Now you just remember, so primary key and foreign key is being used to have relation between two tables. Okay. Pawan and Dikshit, you are getting my point?
Yeah, we are getting. Yeah, we are getting.
Sorry? Come again?
Yeah, we are getting it.
Fine. Okay. Yeah. So next is, we'll start with SQL. Okay. So SQL is nothing but structured query language pronounced as SQL. Okay.
Okay.
Is a set of commands that all programmers, that users must use to access data within the Oracle database.
Okay.
So remember in your mind, what is SQL? Nothing but set of commands. That's all. Nothing else. 2 points to remember when it comes to SQL. The first point you need to remember is SQL is set of commands, and the second point to remember is why need SQL. Okay, so why need SQL is to communicate to database. You need a bridge. Okay, so SQL is used to communicate to the database, to do the transactions in the database. Okay, to maintain the database. So this is the 2 points you need to remember. SQL is nothing but set of commands. SQL is used to communicate to the database. That's all. Okay. SQL is ANSI standard for operating relational database. So this has been standardized by American National Standard Institute. Okay, and this SQL is used for commonly. Okay, any database. I have shown you few database, right? DB2, Sybase, Informix, other database, right? In all databases, you can use this SQL set of commands. So SQL is a common language and it must be used in all databases. Okay? If you can perform SQL in any database. If you take SQL Server, you go do your SQL queries, you can execute all your SQL statements. If you take any other database, MySQL, the same way, SQL is common for all the database. So here, functionality of SQL, you can define, retrieve and manipulate data in the table. Here I have a small query written as select department name from department. So when I issue this query, immediately this query goes to server and the server fetches the data which I have defined in the query. So this is the output you will get, like department name, and all the departments under department name is being defined in my table and entered in the table, which you will see as output. Okay, so this is a simple SQL query. So we will be seeing what are tables and what are the set of commands offered by SQL. So what are tables? The table, any database represent using tables, as I have told. Okay, any database must store data representing as tables and using relationships. Okay? Unless it is not made of relation model, it is not an RDMS. So tables must have relations between each other, and a query issued against the database also results in a table. A table has the following structure. Here you can see column 1, column 2, column 3, and so on. And this is the structure of any table which you see the output as your data. Any data is stored in table format, and your reference, your output will be given as a table format. That will be seen in a practical. So as of now, so what a table consists is rows and columns. So this is a row which is highlighted, and this row can be called as a tuple. Okay, this row can be called as a tuple, which I am highlighting, right?
Yeah.
So this row you can call it as a row or as a tuple. Okay.
Okay.
So here I have mentioned. So a table can have one or more columns. Okay. A column is made up of column name and the data type. So a column is given a name, and for that column we define the data type. So what are different data types offered by Oracle? That also we'll see. Data type in the sense, suppose I have an employee table and I want to store my employee number. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll keep the data type as only number, because I don't want to store in my employee number any characters. Okay, my employee number should be 5-digit employee number. So I define my data type as number 5. Okay, the length is 5. So only it should not be more than 5. So I'll define my data type of that employee number column as number 4 or 5. So this is what a column has. It has a data type and it has a column name. So it describes as an attribute of the tuples. The structure of a table, also called relational schema, this is defined by its attributes. So the column 1 which you give the names, the real entity names, are called attributes of the table. Okay?
Okay.
The type of information to be stored in a table is defined by the data type. As I told you, suppose I want to store my employee names. So what I'll do is, I don't want to store numbers in my employee name column. So what I'll do is, I'll give character data type and I'll give the length of 25. So any name must not be more than 25 characters. So these are the data types. This will be seeing how to define and how to create the data type and how to assign the data type for each column while creating the table. Okay. So this point, always remember, a table can have up to 254 columns which may have different or same data types and sets of values. So the maximum capacity of a table is 254 columns. Okay. So what are SQL statements? I told you 2 points to remember what is SQL. One is set of commands and the other is, can Pawan tell me what is the other one? Hello?
Hello?
Pawan, are you there? Hello? Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, you are there, right? So anyone can tell me what are the 2 points which I told you to remember for SQL whenever you remember SQL. One is set of commands. SQL is nothing but set of commands. The other one is?
It is a relation. It's
A language to communicate to the database.
Yeah.
Okay, these 2 points are always keep in mind what is SQL.
That's a Oracle database, sir.
Yeah, it is not an Oracle database. It is a language to communicate to database. I told you, right? So this is being standardized. SQL is being standardized, and SQL can be used in any databases. You can use SQL statements in your MS SQL Server. You can use SQL statements in DB2. You can use in MySQL. It has been standardized. Okay. So what is SQL? Always you should remember is language. It is a language to communicate to
database.
Yeah, exactly. So these are the SQL statements which offered, which is being standardized. The first is DML, data manipulation language. So here we see select, insert, update, delete. Select, insert, update, delete, merge. So these statements come under DML language. Okay. It has been categorized as DML language. So create, alter, drop, rename, truncate, comment. These comes under DDL language, data definition language. Okay. So grant, revoke. These categorized as data control language. We have commit, rollback, save point. These comes under transaction control language. So these are the means only simple commands given by Oracle, given by SQL. Okay. So once you know how to implement logic using these commands, you have mastered SQL. Okay. You guys are planning to take up Oracle certification?
No.
Fine. Suppose if you are taking up, it will be very helpful to get you a job if you are getting certified. I hope you know the value of certification. SQL fundamentals you have. You plan to take up those Oracle certifications. It will be very. You will stand alone apart from the crowd if you are doing your certification. Okay.
Okay.
So my training, you you can be confident in taking up Oracle certification exam, and I am sure you can get about 90% in your Oracle SQL exam. Okay, the same way you can take for PLSQL. You have another paper called program with PLSQL, that also you can plan to take up. So just plan yourself. Okay.
Okay.
The next thing we are going to do is, what are the development environments for SQL? Okay. Oracle has offered initially SQL Plus as the development environment, and then in future what Oracle has done is it offered a development tool called as Oracle SQL Developer. It is own tool provided by Oracle. Okay, and these two tools mostly we use in real-time SQL Developer. Not mostly, we have one more tool called as Toad. Okay, Toad is a third-party tool. Toad is a third-party tool. So what are these tools? So SQL Developer, Toad, you have lot of more tools like PLSQL Developer, but mostly Toad and SQL Developer are used for doing your coding in your real time when you go work in the industry. Okay. So we'll be seeing both how to use Toad and how to use SQL Developer and how to execute your statements in SQL Developer and also in Toad, so that you will have you can have more advantage from others. So when you mention SQL Developer and Toad, it will be more advantage in your resume and adds more weightage to your resume. So what is SQL Plus? Initially, if you get connected to SQL Plus, this is what the message will show you. So you will be at the end of the screen, you will have a prompt called as SQL prompt. So this is called SQL prompt. SQL is prompt so you get when you connect it to the Oracle database system. SQL statement must always be terminated by a semicolon. So always remember, any SQL statement must be terminated by a semicolon. Unless you are not terminating with a semicolon, Oracle doesn't know whether you have ended your program. Okay. So you have to tell Oracle, I have ended my program, please show me the output. Once you give the semicolon, then only Oracle understands, okay, this guy has finished the program, let me display the output for this guy. Okay. And you have a SQL Plus provide commands which you don't want to use semicolon. They are native commands, special commands, which will be seen in a practical. So these commands doesn't need to be ended with a semicolon. It is not a query which you are writing. These are special commands only for SQL Plus. Okay, what are those special commands? Please see. Okay, and upper and lowercase letters are not important for string comparison. And SQL query cannot. So whenever you, what this statement means is, whenever you write a query, uppercase, lowercase, it doesn't matter for Oracle. It will give you the output. But I recommend you always use your coding in uppercase and use your database objects in lowercase. Okay. That will be seeing how to maintain the coding standards. Okay. You got this point. Uppercase and lowercase are not important for string comparison, because this is my SQL query. Select star from EMP. I'm not writing in uppercase. I'm not anything. It can be. I can type all in capital or in small. Okay. But always you should follow reserved words or reserved words of Oracle in uppercase and the database objects in smaller case. Okay, like this you have to write your query. That will be seen in a practice. So here an SQL query can always be interrupted by Control C. So if anything goes wrong, or if you have typed wrongly, and you can press Control C, and you can again your SQL prompt will come, and again you can retype your query correctly. To exit SQL Plus, you can either type exit or quit. So both way you can exit your SQL Plus. Okay. So here I'll show you connecting my SQL Plus prompt. So I have a SQL Plus prompt here on my desktop. I'm opening it. So first it will ask you the username, password. I'm giving as Tiger, and host string as Oracle. So this password will be given by your DBS when you go for work in industry. No need to worry about this. So you can practice in your home. I'll just send you a document how to install database and how to practice your queries. You can go through the document, and you can day by day you can practice your queries. And if any doubts are there, the next day you can clarify those queries. Okay. So here I have given. So for your information, I am telling you username Scott. Dikshit and Pawan, you are there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So username Scott. This guy is the first employee of Oracle. Okay. This was just for your knowledge. Okay.
Okay.
Scott is the first employee of Oracle. Okay. And Tiger was his cat pet name. So that is why what this guy has done, he has created a sample schema and few database to practice Oracle queries, to practice the basic statements of SQL. So here I am giving username as Scott and password as Tiger and hosting as Oracle. Then I am clicking on OK. And once you are connected, you can see my SQL prompt is there. Okay.
Okay.
So here we give a SQL commands. I told you set of commands. I am giving you select. I told you few SQL special commands are there, right? I'll just show you what is that. Select star from M. I am giving. Okay. You can see that when the output, if you see, it doesn't give much impression, or it doesn't get the things into our head. Okay, it has all jumbled up. So what I do is I have a special command in SQL Plus called as set wrap off. Okay. For this statement, I am not ending with semicolon. Okay, you can see it has been executed. Okay, so these are the commands called as special commands and doesn't need the semicolon. Okay, and the same way, now if I type the same select star from M, you can see a more clear output and more clear visibility. You can understand the data now more clearly, right?
Yeah.
So, and you can see 15 records have been selected, and the first 11 records are in one page and other 4 records in another page. Okay. So this is the page size in the SQL. So what I want to do is I want to display all the 15 records in a single page. For this also there is a special command called as set page size 20. Okay. I am not ending with semicolon. So the same SQL statement I am again executing in my query. Select star from EMP. Okay. Now you can see all the 15 rows are placed into one shot, and the appearance is more clear, right? So these are few special commands which doesn't need semicolon. Whereas when you operate some SQL statements, you need to terminate with a semicolon. Okay. So once you want to exit from SQL Plus, I can type exit. It gets quits from my SQL Plus. Okay. So from next class, so today we'll end up, guys. From tomorrow onwards, what we'll be seeing, all the SQL statements we'll be seeing in the SQL Plus environment, and we'll be practicing the queries. And if you have any doubts for this session, you can ask me now.
Oh, you forward me the document, PPT.
Fine. Okay. So anything anything you want to cover apart from SQL, or anything you're particularly looking for, any project or something is there?
No.
So that I can guide you the course in the way you want.
No.
Okay, fine. No issues. We'll end up today. We'll begin tomorrow with practicing DML statements, and then we'll be seeing all the functions, and all the single row functions, group functions, and all the clauses in SQL statements, from clause, where clause, having group by. You have a lot of to learn more ahead in classes. So I hope you guys are following my plan.
Yeah, you're following.
Fine. Okay, good. We'll end class today, Dikshit and Pawan. Fine?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thanks for coming and taking a demonstration of Oracle SQL and PLSQL Plus. I hope we'll continue the same in future classes. You guys be open. Whatever you have doubts, you please you can ask me, so that at the same time I can clear you, and I'll also give you the way to pass your Oracle SQL certifications and PLSQL certifications. So be confident. So practice well your queries and do your best. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys. See you. Bye.
I know.
Anything else we want to discuss? Satish? Hello? Satish?
Hello?
Are you there? Satish? Satish, are you there? Dikshit, you're there? Hello? Hello? Dikshit, you're there? Hello? Yeah, Satish. Fine, fine, fine. That's what I've ended. Shall I end the meeting now? I'll hold on. I can close. Okay, fine. Okay, thank you. Dikshit? Dikshit, you there? Hello? Hello.